It is that time of year, time to learn how winter weather will impact us. Our WUSA 9 team of meteorologists has been hard at work. They've been poring over data to figure out how much snow we'll see this year and also when. Here's our 2024 winter weather outlook.
Okay, we've analyzed data, we've sifted through historical records, and yeah, we've crossed our fingers. It's now time for our winter weather outlook. But before we talk about what's going to transpire this winter, Mary, let's talk about last winter and snowfall, or the lack thereof.
Yeah, lack thereof is a key word, Chief. Well, last winter wasn't a blast for snow lovers, but it wasn't the worst when it comes to snowfall amounts. D.C. picked up 8 inches of snow, with just over 11.5 inches falling at Dulles. In the 2022-23 season, D.C. and Dulles only squeezed out 0.4 of an inch of snow, far below where we should be, and actually the third least snowy winter on record. Now, Michaela, you've been crunching the numbers and you're starting to see a trend.
The DMV has seen both feast and famine in the snowfall department. Remember Snowmageddon in 2010? That storm resulted in Dulles' biggest snowstorm on record, with over 32 inches of snow. A few other storms that February resulted in a combined 10.5 feet of snow from Dulles, National, and BWI in just 1 month. But we've also seen plenty of winters with very little snow, like the 2022-2023 season that only produced an average of 1/3 of an inch of snow between all 3 of the DC airports. As meteorologists, we include both feast and famine when analyzing snowfall trends, so keep that in mind while we go over these historical averages. Between the winters of 1990 and 2023, National has seen an average of 13.2 inches of snow, Dulles 20.5, and BWI 18.5. But Caitlin, we haven't been getting anywhere close to those averages in recent years.
That's right, Michaela. It's undeniable. Between climate change and urbanization, our winters are getting warmer. Over the past century, our region has seen winter average temperatures increase between 3 to 5 degrees. And the University of Maryland Center for Environmental Science is projecting that winter months could warm an additional 4 to 10 degrees by 2080 if we can't curb greenhouse gas emissions. 7 of the 10 warmest winters in D.C. since 1941 have been in the past 23 years, with last winter clocking in 4th place. Now, of course, there can still be cold winters in our changing climate. We typically still have a few stretches of extreme cold during the winter months when polar air sinks south. The likelihood of extreme cold conditions in a warming world is just decreasing. But rest assured, we will still have days with record cold temperatures. Data shows it just won't be as cold for as long in the past. And don't worry, snow lovers, we will still have storms like this. Back in January 2016, between the 22nd and 23rd, DC picked up nearly 18 inches of snow. But that same winter ended up being a top 10 warmest winter. Now let's turn back the clock to the winter of 2009 and 2010, when DC had its snowiest winter with over 56 inches of snow and below average temperatures. While there was no shortage of winter wonderland scenes like this, the season came to an abrupt and early halt with the final freeze on February 27th, the earliest final freeze on record. But Jonathan, we know the type of winter that we see has a lot to do with the broader setup of the atmosphere.
Yes, Caitlin, that's right. Let's start with the basics. The pattern or phase of the El Nino Southern Oscillation plays a large part in the type of winter that we can expect. There are 3 different ENSO phases: El Nino, Neutral, and La Nina. Now, La Nina is expected to continue through the winter. La Nina is a cooling of the ocean surface temperature in the central and east central equatorial Pacific. For us, a La Nina pattern is generally a signal for a warmer than average winter. There's really no leaning toward more or less precipitation, but with warmer temperatures, you can assume less snow. Now, with all of this in mind, Topper, what is your forecast for this winter?
Okay, drum roll, please. Are you ready? I think we're going to see around average snowfall across the DMV. So we'll start with National. A little bit below average, 13 inches, okay. Dulles, a little bit below average, 19 inches. BWI, a little bit below average, 18 inches. So let's look at the entire DMV. We'll start from northwest to southeast. So west of the divide, it's an easy forecast. They always get over 40 inches. But Cumberland area, St. Petersburg, 30 to 40. See a big swath of 20 to 30 inches. Even in upper Montgomery County and either side of I-95, we'll say 10 to 20 inches. Our friends down to the south, well, that's going to be 5 to 10 inches. Let's highlight a few cities. So in Waldorf, okay, average is 16, you're going to get 12, a little bit below average. What about national? Again, 13 averages around 15 if you go all the way back to 1872. Bowie, I'm going to keep you spot on average at 15 inches. Rockville, a little bit below 19 inches, still not a bad winter. 18 inches in Fairfax, again, a little below, but not a bad winter. Dulles, as we mentioned, 19 inches, a little bit below average. Leesburg, pretty close to average, 22 inches, your average is 23. We'll go a little further west, Winchester, a little bit below, 18 inches, but still not a bad winter and better than last winter. Hagerstown, very close to average. We'll say 32 inches. And again, here is the broad brush of the DMV, 10 to 20 inches either side of I-95. So that's what we're thinking, but let's not forget, it just takes one big storm to reach some of those numbers. Now, no secret here, I love snow. Who's in with me?
Some of us could live without it.
Okay. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter what this winter throws at us. Your WSA 9 Weather Impact team, we have you covered. I think most of us are snow lovers, so let's talk about the first measurable snowfall. Measurable, not big storm, but measurable, okay? So it's going to be, I think, sort of, festive, if you will.
Oh,
December 28th.
Really?
Okay, so in between Christmas and New Year's is our first snowfall.
That's
So
a little later in the season, though, than you typically predicted. Yeah.
It is, but
Okay.
the pattern has been so warm so long, and it's not going to change for a while. We had to
Yeah.
go a little bit later. So,
Okay.
okay.
All right. I'm with Michaela, though. I could do without it.
No, we love snow. We love snow. And we haven't had much. So,
No, we haven't. I know.
And if we get anything this year, I'm sure people will freak out, but
Yeah.
that's okay.